The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on another episode of The Lockup here at Buckle Bomb Entertainment. With me tonight, we've got the great Mike King, owner, promoter of Immortal Championship Wrestling. Mike, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Oh, fantastic. Glad we got a break from the rain, even though there's more to come. It's nice to have a day without it.
Yeah, we need it, though.
Yeah.
We really do.
Hopefully they got it a little more up north in Canada, where those wildfires are, which, affected us even down here in New York.
Actually, one morning I even had some ash on my car.
Ooh. It's crazy to think about them being, kind of far away, but still close enough where that can happen.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
So those that don't know, Mike with Immortal Championship Wrestling is my local promotion. So we've met a few times in person, but we're doing the video interview tonight. Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about Immortal Championship Wrestling and, starting it out?
Well, I founded it back in 2018. Originally before that, from 2016 until 2018, I owned Dynasty. And then me and my partner just didn't see eye to eye on things, and we split, and Immortal was formed. And we've been running shows since 2018. Obviously, the pandemic kicking the you-know-what for us. We lost a lot of big shows because of it. But so far this year, it looks like we're definitely going in the right direction. Every show has been a packed house, and they just keep getting bigger, the crowds. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the year brings.
Definitely. I know the one a couple months ago, I want to say it was May, Road to Immortality, the one in St. Johnsville. That was my favorite show.
February was Immortal Combat. Yep. Then April 29th was the Road to Immortality. The one with the Royal Rumble in the second half. Was that the show?
Yep.
Yes. We had 600 people there, which for an indie promotion is unheard of.
It was definitely a packed house. It seems like every show I go to now, there's more and more people, which is great.
Yeah, and this one coming up July 8th, I think, is going to be huge.
Yeah, that's great. Unfortunately, it's one I can't make, unfortunately. But you got Lindsay Dorado and Matt Taven there. That's huge. Usually, a promotion is lucky to get one big name. You got two.
Yeah, and you never know. We always love to throw some surprises in there too.
Oh yeah. So what got you into wrestling initially, even just as a fan?
What got me into it? I've been a fan ever since I was probably 7, 8 years old. My uncle and his family took me to my first wrestling match back at the Albany Armory when the WWF used to come there. And Andre the Giant was on the card, Ivan Putski, the Wild Samoans. I was hooked. After I saw it once, I used to stay up till midnight as a little kid just to watch wrestling because that was the only time that it was on back then.
Saturday night main event, all that stuff.
No, that's going back before then. And it was only on, I think it was WWOUR out of New York City, like on at midnight. And I used to stay up and watch it. And over the years, just became a super fan. And I had the chance to get in the business back in 2016 when I partnered with Dynasty and became my company. And we ran with it. And then here we are with Immortal. I'm such a huge fan, though, too. It's stressful, but yet fun.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine stuff you go through, especially last minute changes. Someone has to cancel last minute because they missed their flight.
The athletic commission in New York is the toughest in the country to run. Mm-hmm. So it makes it pretty stressful too. You can go just over the border in Massachusetts and not have anything that you need in New York and save yourself $2,500 a show running there.
So what was it like when you made that jump from wrestling fan to wrestling promoter and owner, what made you finally take that leap?
Well, I was helping Chris out with Dynasty, like doing some promoting for shows and things, but I was helping him with some backstage stuff, and he moved to South Carolina. And he reached out. He's like, "Hey, how would you like to partner up?" And at first, I was on the fence, and I was like, "Sure." And that's where it all began. And back then, though, I mean, I didn't have like as much control and things back then, and that's why I'll never have a business partner again. My boys helped me out a lot. They're especially my one son Nick. He's so creative, and he does all the flyers and all the social media and marketing and everything. I'm grateful to have him. He does such an amazing job.
Yeah, I'll post up some of the flyers, the promo stuff. I mean, great work on that. I mean, he does a fantastic job.
Yeah, considering he self-taught himself too. That even makes it more impressive.
All right. So, you started Immortal back in 2018. 2020 comes. COVID happens, the pandemic. Pretty much everything shuts down, especially a lot of indie promotions. But with that also, especially with the help of AEW, you could say indie wrestling kind of surged a little bit. Do you think that's accurate? Do you think it kind of surged?
First year after the pandemic was kind of tough, just because with the mask regulations and everything, the crowds weren't quite as big. And like I said, that so far, knock on wood, this year has been incredible. The crowds have been, the fans have been into it. Like, I mean, you can have crowds, but then you have crowds. I mean, with people, like the reactions for the matches, I mean, you get some shows where there's no crowd reaction. And like you said, that the Immortality show, the crowd was hot all night. I mean, that place was on fire. That was a great show all the ways around, even the fans. It was wonderful.
I mean, that was my first indie show ever. Before I'd only been to WWE and AEW, so I'm like, okay, this is new. Wasn't really sure that crowd was hot. I would say, for the amount of people there, it's more reactionary than a big show.
Yeah, and then the Rumble match was just incredible. All the guys killed it, and then the twist at the end there with the fireball from Ben was unexpected.
Yeah, definitely. I can say the last two shows, you've surprised people, with surprise endings.
Actually, last show, for example, Kayla Sparks, her reign ended 442 days as our women's champion. I mean,
yeah,
she was a fighting champion. She was on every show defending that belt. So
she was. I mean, I seen her advertised for all the shows and there, and all of a sudden to see her lose, it's like, oh.
Yeah. No, I mean, the crowd went silent.
Oh yeah.
And then it was filled with boos, but
to be expected. Becca plays a great heel.
Oh, she does.
Watched it up.
He does, and those two, I think that was the match of the night. They tore the house down. That was such a
great pick for the main event.
Yes, it was. It really was. And it shows too that women's wrestling has become equal. I mean, back in the day, it was unheard of to have women on a show.
You might get one women's match and it gets, one segment or, 5 minutes, whatever it is. Now women can main event.
Yeah. I mean, that's the second time we've had Kayla actually main event.
So we bring up Kayla.
Although the results weren't there that she wanted, but like I said, I think that was her best match to date so far. And she's even fought Serena Deeb with us before.
Oh, yeah.
She really stepped up with Serena, but that match with Becca was amazing.
Definitely was. I can't wait to see more from Becca in ICW as well.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, she's definitely the real deal.
Yeah. And I watched some of her stuff with MLW, and it's just, when I saw you announce her, I was pretty excited. And then to see her in the main event was even better.
Yes, it was. Yeah, a lot of people aren't familiar with her, but they will be now.
Oh, yeah. So, we talked about Kayla Sparks. She's had a little bit of national exposure. What can you tell us about some of the up and coming guys, some of the regulars featured in Immortal Combat Wrestling, who should we look out for? Who could be on some big things?
One guy that in particular, although I won't have him for a couple more shows because the dates don't line up, is our former champion, Bill Collier.
Yes.
I know why he isn't signed is just because of his age, but he is phenomenal. The match he had with Spencer Slade, he's another phenomenal guy that will be back soon too. When
Yes.
our date, your home is Pennsylvania IWC, and their schedule it conflicted with all my dates, so just handed in the heavyweight title, and he said he's coming back for it, so he'll be back this fall for sure.
Good.
But
Yes.
Spencer Slade, who we only had one match with us, he's a guy to keep an eye on. I would say you'll probably see him signed within the next year. He is but him and Bill both deserve it. Like that match they had, I would put that against any main event on Raw or SmackDown or AEW. That's how good that match was.
And those are two guys that look the part, look main event worthy, look like they could be anywhere.
They do. I mean, we got a lot of young, hungry guys. I mean, you were at the show. We got a lot of talent, guys that are fairly new to the business, guys that have been in the business. I mean, you got Garrett Holiday, Sean Carr. I mean, obviously Kayla Sparks. Another young star to watch, which it's unfortunate the feud that's going on right now with them, but Shane Stetson.
Yes.
Obviously, father-son feud is never good, and it's not going to end well. As you heard the announcement at the last show, Chip challenged Shane to a dog collar match, career versus career, on this next show, which it's not going to end well for one of them.
No, definitely not. And, that's something that's, a dog collar match, career versus career. Any one of those stipulations by itself will draw people. Now you throw the two together. That's going to be a heck of a match.
Yeah, I mean, that was totally out of left field. Our last show of the year in November, they were in the locker room. Chip was having an interview, and Shane just attacked him from behind for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been escalating each show. Shane seems to get one up on Chip, and but now it's all coming to an end. With a dog collar, he's not getting away.
And nope, no running away.
Well, the nice thing I like about that, it's something you don't see on the indies.
Yeah.
Which honestly, you don't see much at all anymore. So that'll be something unique that'll make us stand apart from just any old promotion too.
There's another old school match you don't see so much anymore. If you remember the Four Corners matches?
Yeah. Yes.
Those used to be fun.
Add something different that you don't see. I like to stand apart from other promotions, and try to make something our own. Like having the 24/7. I mean, last show, Matic, no longer Sensei Matic, had enough of being Sensei and just turned heel. I don't know what got into him. He was perfect for that role. Some of the comedy skits that he did were by far some of the funniest I've ever seen.
Especially when he got to put some extras online. There was one I remember he arrived to the wrong show. Oh no, gotta hurry up.
Mother's Day, he had his mom in an ankle lock, and his baby even won it. So,
good.
So I'm sure somebody else will gladly step into that role. That's a fun belt. I give them full creative control, so wherever they want to take it and defend it, they're more than welcome to.
Speaking a lot of up and comers, the UWE, Upstate Wrestling Entertainment. I've seen some collaboration you got with them, allowing like a dark match or pre-match,
which was nice because I mean, obviously, all these guys got to start somewheres, and giving them the ring, the fans to do it in front of, just to see like how they're going to handle it in real situations once they finally get all that training in and things, and putting them in front of a live crowd, a live audience. I mean, for most of those guys, their journey is fairly young, like a couple months, and what it was, I thought they did a great job.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're getting reactions from the crowd. They're getting some in-ring experience.
Yeah, and
character is great.
we bill it as students. They're not fully trained professionals, and that's what you're going to get. Obviously, there's going to be a few hiccups here and there, but like I said, for the most part, they stepped up. Like next show, we're going to actually do the Buffalo Wrestling Academy Student Showcase. Our champion who won last show, Vince Meese, is the head trainer there. So he's going to bring a group of guys, and we're going to see what they got to offer. And it's a good way, too, for me to look at some new talent, too.
Definitely. Get ahead of the game, see who he's going to develop. And
yeah, he's had a few guys that came out at the end last show with him, if you noticed there, saying that the students weren't the only students in the building. So next month they get to showcase their talent. I'm pretty excited. There's a few guys there that I'm going to be eyeing.
Hopefully the crowd gets behind them as well.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm excited for this Cobra Skill show.
Yes.
Been a long time coming, that area.
Glad to see. The one thing I like that you do is, you move the show around to different parts, central New York. It's great to have a traveling show, give different venues a chance, people that travel with the show to see different areas.
Because not all fans can make shows in certain areas, and that's what's nice with us moving around.
Yeah.
The only tough thing is it's so hard to find a venue nowadays.
It is. I can only imagine, certain places just keep things kind of low key.
Yeah. Yep. Or there was another promotion around. I won't mention any names that he kind of ruined it for us. Canceling shows and booking these venues, then canceling shows again, and I called upon a couple and they just didn't want to hear it. I was like, I have nothing to do with it. I don't do business that way. But
yeah, it's unfortunate when one promotion ruins it for an area.
Yep.
So let's talk about some of the big names that you worked with. Dirty Dango has been around. He's been in some championship matches.
Yeah, he was my heavyweight champion for 6 months. Literally months after he was released by WWE, I brought him in and we hit it off. And next thing I know, he's our heavyweight champ. Yeah, he's an amazing talent.
Some other names you've had, not as big, but yeah, he is great. I'm glad to see him, still out working around.
Yeah, definitely. It was funny when he came with Impact. He sent me a message thanking me for keeping him in ring shape.
So you've had Madman Fulton as well.
Yes, boy, he's a big boy. Yeah, he is too. I imagine we'll be bringing him back at some point too.
Okay. Then on the women's side, you've had some big names besides Becca, who we talked about. You've had Holiday, Lady Frost, Masha, Trish Adora, and Veda Scott for a few matches.
Yes. We even had Serena Deeb.
That's right. You did mention Serena.
Yeah, she very rarely does an indie appearance. We're fortunate to get her. Megan, you can't forget Megan Bain. She was our champion until she pulled their MCL and ACL. She'll be back hopefully shortly soon. I see she's starting to pick up momentum again, so we'll be bringing her back in too as well. Good. So Caleb's definitely got her work cut out for her to get back to the top.
Yeah, there's some big names, but hopefully Kayla can do it. We'll see what she does.
She's definitely overcome a lot of odds, and good about her. And the fans just absolutely adore her. As you see, she's got a line at her table all night long.
Before she's even at the table, there's a line waiting for her.
Look how many people were waiting for her at her table.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
And that was at the end of the show when people are leaving, and she still had a line.
That's good. I think at the last show, people assumed when she lost, she's moving on to other things. I think that was the big assumption.
Yeah, I mean, never say never. I know they're using her more often, so hopefully, I mean, that's the goal. I mean, to get these guys to the next level, and especially getting the larger crowds, getting the recognition, getting her name out there. That's the biggest part.
Yeah, certainly.
And then bigger name
400 plus days certainly helped, I'm sure.
So like booking some of these larger names too helps because they see the talent and they pass it along too. Like Teddy Long, just absolutely loves Kayla. Quite a few of our roster when I had him on a show. He said that they should definitely be up at the next level, which makes you feel good that you're doing something right.
Yeah, you have a part in getting them ready and booking them for matches. That's huge.
Yeah, that's why I try to give these guys the bigger names to see how they can handle it and if they're ready for the big leagues, And
Yeah, especially the last show. I can't think of his name all of a sudden.
Alex Shelley.
Yes, Alex Shelley, #1 contender for the Impact Championship.
What are the odds? It's funny. We have him on the show that weekend, and then he wins the Impact Championship. That happened last summer too with Max Caster. We had him on a show, and that following week he won the tag belts.
That's a sign to all the talent elsewhere. Come
Yeah,
Immortal, you might win a championship this week.
Championship the following week.
So what are some future plans for Immortal? Do we have anything big coming up? Anything big planned? Any chance of streaming coming up?
We're working on that. I'm hoping, if not this coming show, in the next couple of shows, we will be streaming, which I think will definitely take us to the next level.
Definitely.
We have a YouTube channel. We don't stream live on it, but we get tons of views from all over the world.
Which is a great step.
From Germany, from India, over in that area. It's crazy the amount that we get.
That's great news. Good to hear.
Definitely. And just like I said, we're in the works trying to get a decent streaming deal together here.
Great. Well, we get you on, IWTV or, eventually even, if you can get some stuff on Fight TV, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Out there.
We got Premiere, which is going to be big.
Yes. So what is it like, when you first call some of these or, email, however it is, some of the bigger names, the legends who maybe aren't necessarily wrestling, you had Al Snow on, a couple months ago, signing autographs, did a seminar class.
Yeah.
How was it, first emails and working with them?
Yeah. I mean, some guys, I try not to reach out to the guys that go through an agent. It's just too much. It's more of a hassle. Plus, obviously, it's a cut. So I got a pretty good Rolodex of names, and I got Dango in my back pocket. If there's somebody I don't have a number for, all I got to do, hey, Dango, can I get this? And within minutes, he'll send me a phone number.
Nice. That's always a plus.
He's been in the business for a long time, and he knows everyone. So that helps too. We became very good friends.
Great. That's always a big plus in the industry.
It is. And even Teddy Long, he said, anytime I need a number, just shoot him a message. I've worked with him a couple times now. He's such a great guy.
Great. So as we wrap things up here, there's a little game I like to play, like a little lightning round type thing called the electric chair. I'll ask you 6 questions. Give me the first answer that comes to mind.
Oh, great.
Not all wrestling related. So first question, if you won the lottery, what would be your first purchase?
That's a good question. Probably an exotic car, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's
nice long even,
something to get around in the first couple of the few summer months we have here.
No, I know. I used to have a summer toy. It's just you don't use it enough.
No. So if you could fantasy book any match with wrestlers, dead or alive, what would you book for ICW?
Dead or alive? Obviously, the Undertaker's got to be part of that.
He would definitely draw a big crowd.
Yes, he would. You know what would I think would be epic? Undertaker and Andre the Giant.
Ooh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds like a fun match.
What's something you want to see more of in wrestling or something brought back?
I'm sorry?
What's something that you want to see more of in wrestling or something that hasn't been around that you want to see brought back?
A little more storytelling. I mean, if you notice, a lot of these guys now, they're just worried about getting their shit in, putting it mildly. You know, good old storytelling like back in the day, you know, more chemistry in the matches instead of I got to get this and that in. Because
the story with the bloodline in WWE, that's a 3-year story.
And there's storytelling behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a WWE, you know, 3 years with the bloodline storyline.
Getting old.
Yep. What would be your dream vacation if money wasn't a factor?
Probably like an exotic island that maybe you have to yourself. Okay. Small one where you can just go and chill for a week with no worries in the world, no cell phone, nothing, nobody hounding you.
To reset yourself.
Yes, something to reset, recharge. Would be
How about
nice.
your favorite road trip snack?
Be honest with you, I kind of like jelly beans when I'm on a road trip. Like Jelly Bellies or something, just something that you can pop in while you're driving and without too much distraction. And
different mix of flavors.
Yes.
All right. Now, if you got free tickets to one show, would you rather go to WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom, or Bound for Glory?
Ooh. I would almost say Wrestle Kingdom.
I mean, there's some big matches there that usually happen every year. So
a lot of times they have a lot of 5-star matches there.
Oh yeah,
definitely. So that would be fun. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't rule out WrestleMania either. But.
No. I mean, if you can see the cards ahead of time, you know, then it makes it easier.
That's the deciding factor. I mean, WrestleMania now, I think there's overkill with the 2 nights and everything.
Yeah.
And especially with the pre-shows and everything else, you're 6-7 hours. How many fans, after 2-3 hours, they start losing interest?
Yeah, I remember the one WrestleMania that was the last one before, you know, the pandemic. It was in New York. It was like an 8-hour show, and that was just.
Well, I couldn't imagine being there in the crowd. I know I would have never been able to sit that long.
All right, Mike. Well, that is all I have for today. I'm sure we'll have future conversations, future interviews, maybe.
Sure. Our next show is Immortal Things 4. Yes. Coming up at Davidsville Fairgrounds. So maybe we can touch base in another week or so. We'll start filling the card in, and I can probably even give you a few surprises before they're even announced.
All right, fantastic. That show, for anybody in the New York area, July 8th, Davidsville Fairgrounds. Mike, where can they find more information about Immortal?
You can go on our webpage at immortalwrestling.com or go directly to purplepass.com/things4. And I think I have less than 10 front row left already, and tickets have been on sale a week. So if you're looking for front row, I'd get on there tonight, or by tomorrow morning, they'll probably be gone. I mean, as you said, we already have announced Lindsay Dorado and Matt Taven. And actually, I can share their opponents because they have been announced. Lindsay is going against an indie veteran known throughout the Northeast and beyond, Sean Carr. He was a former champion. And Matt Taven's going to be facing Garrett Holiday, who just recently lost his Northeast championship to Vince Meese.
Yes. I mean, Garrett Holiday is certainly a rising star in the area as well.
Yeah, he's going to be one to keep an eye on.
Yes. And of course, we'll link everything for your socials, you know, in the description of the video, so be on the lookout for that. Well, Mike, thank you for joining us here. Everybody else, have a great night.
Hey, you too. Thanks for having me. I can't wait to come back.
Thanks.